Well, hello. Today I'll be showing you how I paint tomatoes with oil pastels or any kind of food with oil pastels. And if there's kinda wind loud or children screaming loud noises in background, I can't do anything about it. It's 35 Celsius degrees here and I can't stand a single minute without my window open. Anyway, for this video I'll be using Paul Rubens. I don't know if I spell this correctly, but I always call this brand Paul Rubens. And I always thought this was some kind of French or Dutch brand, but apparently it's Chinese. And I don't know if Paul Rubens is a Chinese person. I don't know, I'm just trolling. So here are my 72 Paul Rubens Haya themed oil pastels. Not the theme, the series name is Haya. I specifically chose this brand and this line for my oil pastel food illustrations because I think they're closest to Senneliers. Again, I might be spelling this wrong, maybe Sennelier. I don't know, I'm not French or whatever it is. And the oiliness, the smoothness, the butteriness feels exactly like Sennelier to me. And it's like the half of the price, 24 Sennelier set for 72 Paul Rubens pastels. So obviously I bought the Paul Rubens ones because I'm broke and I want to see more colors. While I was talking about the brand I use, as you can see, I finished the rough sketch of the tomatoes. I just outlined the round tomatoes and now I'm adding the base shades with purple. Why purple? Because I prefer creating contrast with purple and dark blue, ultramarine maybe shadows, plus yellow and orange highlights. After I added the purple, I blend and kinda smoothen the color with my finger. I prefer using my finger as a blending tool. I tried pastel blending tools, I tried tissue paper, I tried even linseed oil, but nothing works better than my fingers. After smoothing my base shadow, I add my first red for the tomato's main color, but this red won't be my primary red. This won't be the red that will pop up. This will just to create a smooth transitions for smooth blending. Then I add one of my primary highlights. As I said before, I prefer using yellows and orange for the highlights, so I added my orangish yellow for the first highlight. Then I start adding my midtones. As you can see, I added kinda scarletish, crimson reddish red as the middle tone, and keep adding the colors I want. Keep adding whatever I want actually, just until I create the exact color of the reference. And this is actually the fun part. I love creating many layers and smoothing it out with my fingers, blending them with my fingers, and keep adding more texture. Oh, and by the way, if you want to keep adding tons of layers, I recommend you using a pastel paper or a cold pressed watercolor paper, because the more grained, the more textured the surface is, the more layers it can handle. In this video I'm using a pastel paper from a brand named Polyart Design. I think it's a Russian brand that does free shipping to Russia and Turkey. But if you're from another country, you can also buy from their website. It does worldwide shipping, and they also opened their Amazon webpage. I don't know if that Amazon page is opened worldwide or just for Turkey, but you can check them out on Amazon too. I'll add the link of their webpage on description down below. And as you can see, I started adding the greens for the leaves. And again, as I said, I'm just having fun here, creating tons of layers on top of each other, and I'm able to do the layers because of the texture of this paper. If you have a smooth paper, I don't think you're able to do more than 2 or 3 layers. And as I said before, I'm creating the shadows with purples and the dark blues. So I started adding the dark blues to define the shadows even more. I'm trying to pop the painting out here. here I'm doing the last retouches. Not the very last retouches, but the retouches to pop the tomatoes out of this page. And I'm using the darkest dark blues because my background is also dark blue, so I need to use even darker color to make this pop out. And now this part is my favorite. I'm adding the shadows of the leaves on the tomatoes, and this red is my favorite color. And as you can see, it really starts to create the painting as a whole. It started to, I don't know how to say this, it started to settle down a bit. I don't know. I said that I use the darkest shade of the dark blues. I use the whitest white to create the most popping highlights. As you can see, I'm adding the white here, but it looks too white. It looks too cool for these tomatoes. I want to create a warm toned tomatoes. Why? Because the background is dark blue and it's kind of a cool blue, so I'm trying to create a warm toned tomato to create a better contrast with the background and to create the background and the tomatoes as a whole. I want the people to think that background color is wisely chosen, because I think dark blue and red goes well together. So I said I try to keep my highlights quite warm, but I don't forget to add just enough amount of dark blues and purples for shadows, especially the purple. Why? Because the purple is quite the transition color between the red and the background's dark blue color. And as you can see here, the painting really started showing its true self. And as I have been saying this whole video, just create tons of layers. This is my method. Tons of layers to create an oil painting-like painting with oil pastels. Because they're both oil-based stuff. I don't know. But don't you think it's pretty? Isn't it remarkable? Now, I said adding the pure white for this painting will be too cool white, too cool toned white, but I added it anyway. Then I will warm it down with adding yellow on top of it. But as you can see, adding the white kind of defines the leaves shape. You can just return 20 or 30 seconds back and then come back to this scene right here. You can see the leaves are more defined. And here we're coming to the last part, adding my signature, Sketch Maiden's maiden stuff with M and A as a star, but I couldn't write it with oil pastels. But anyway, here is the final result, and here is the reference tomatoes. I think mine looks a bit more cartoonier, but I never said how to draw realistic tomatoes in this video. I just said how to draw a tomato, so there you have it. Bye!